In today's Photoshop lesson, we want to take a look at how we can use multiple layers and the eraser tool to create some interesting effects with these blue screen images. Now you can use this effect or technique with any of the images we have, but we'll go ahead and keep using these blue images since they're already resized and we are familiar with the content. So what we've done here that's a little bit different is that if we take a look at our layers palette, we'll see that we started with a background and then we've added some subject matter right here, and then we duplicated the background and put it on top, and so we spent most of our time erasing through this background copy down to the layer below it to reveal mostly the subject. And then we did a little bit of erasing on our subject layer just to get rid of some of those original background colors that were right next to our subject. So let's go through this and I'll show you how this works. And once you experiment with it, you'll get a handle on this and have a pretty good time. So the first thing to do is go ahead and pick a subject again and one of the layers. So you want to have those two things ready to go. So let's bring the background layer up and make that active. And you'll see here we have a background layer. And I'm going to right click and we have an option for duplicate layer. So we'll click duplicate layer. You could give that another name if you wanted to. I'm just going to keep copy as the name of that. So now we have two layers that are identical. Next, I'm going to bring my subjects, make sure I'm on the Move tool, or press the letter V, and I'm going to move them over to this layer here. I can go ahead and put this one away. And the next thing I'm going to do is come over and notice that this layer 1, where we have our subjects, is on top, but I want them to be sandwiched in between the background copy and the background. So what I'm going to do is lift this background copy up to the top. And so now we have our background, our layer 1, and then a background copy. And once again, if we hit the eye there, you'll see it's right below it. Now it's very important to remember that whatever layer you want to work on, you have to be clicked on it over here in the layers palette. So you have to make it active in order for the eraser tool to work. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and duplicate these three layers. This Photoshop document is a Photoshop document that I'm working on. So just simply image, duplicate, and there's a copy of it, and you can give it a different name. And so I'm going to work on that one and put this one away, just in case things get messed up and I can go back to a clean version of it. Next up, I'm going to go to my standard eraser tool. I'm going to select a soft brush and I'm going to set the opacity. I'm going to start at about 25%. And then I'm just going to erase through this to reveal my subject, which is right in here. So there they are, starting to come through. And like I said, we're doing about 25% at a time here. And then I'll go a little bit smaller, and I'm going to spend a little bit more time bringing out their faces and hair. And letting the lower portion of the body just kind of fade into that blue mist. Lower that opacity some more and fade that in even a little bit more. Make it a real smooth transition. And you can make any kinds of patterns or designs you want when you're doing this. Okay, so that's good enough for now. Now the next thing I'm going to do is, you'll notice that there is some pink starting to show through there, and you may or may not want that. I definitely want to bring some up out in this section up here. So what I will do is just bring in, because I'm at 14% opacity, and so I'm just going to lightly go through and just bring in a little bit of those colors from our original image. Something like that. So it's blending the two together. It's blending our blue background that we created, and then also from the original image that we took with our blue screen in room 6. And so there you go. That's real quick. There's more I could be doing to this, but you get the idea, and you can go ahead and practice. And that's with 3 layers, putting your subject in between, and primarily you're erasing down onto layer 1 that is below it. So practice that. Once you've done it with some of these blue images, if you want to go ahead and copy over some of the other images that we've been using here at the school, you can do that. You'll just have to pay attention to the sizes and make sure that you match those up appropriately. So have a good time with that. Practice a lot. And I will look forward to seeing your work when I return. I'll be gone for a few days, so this will be some nice activities for you to engage in.